go. So to go with this rolling mill, we get two plain rollers in the rolling mill, and we get four. Well, I was going to say patterned rollers, but one is. Let me see if I can show you. One is to make half round and V-shaped wire. That's that one. Let me see if I can get out of the shadow. So that's a V-shape and half round wire. There we go. That's that one. This one does, the actual rollers are 2 inches wide, and this does 2 different patterns, and it does one inch, obviously 1 inch, it's split in half. Really struggling with the light. But I'll put that down. So it's 1 inch across there and 1 inch across there. So we then have 2 patterned wires. This one is mostly lines, either vertical, horizontal, or make sure you can see it. There we go. So that's got the vertical lines. This has sort of beaded wire on it. You can make it, there you go, you can see that a little bit better. Sorry, it's in the shadow. Ah, that's better. There we go. So this one's lines here at this end, and then down here it goes to, that's a thicker line, slightly narrow, slightly more closer, and even closer but narrower, and then these go from very narrow all the way up. So there's 3 little rings that I made. The finer ones aren't, the middle one's quite a fine one, and that's not showing up too well on the camera. But wouldn't they look nice if they were, these are different sizes because they were just samples, but if you made them all the same size and then soldered them together, wouldn't they be pretty? Make a really pretty ring, that would. There we go. There we go. So that's the rings. Oh, here's a good horizontal one that I made. There we go. You can see that one, can't you? The finer ones I'm having difficulty showing you on the camera, but that's show you from the side. It's flat at the back. And I used, for these, I used 1mm wire, 1.5mm wire, and by accident I used a 2mm wire. It must have just been sitting on my bench and I picked it up by mistake. And it went through beautifully. Can I show you the pattern on it though? Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. See it pretty well. Let's draw it away a bit. There we go. You see it a bit better. And as you can see, that's quite a sturdy piece of wire. That's a 2mm wire. Flat on the back and beautiful pattern on the top. A few more. There we go. I'll just show you these quickly now because it's a bit like showing you all the same. They are all different patterns. But I've got quite a few I've done just as examples. There we go, there's a fine one. This is a nice one. Look at this. Oh, yes, I've just noticed how stiff this one is. Do anneal your wire before you put it through. That's probably pretty obvious to a lot of people, but if you've not done it before, it's not always that obvious. So please, not only anneal your wire, please make sure if you quench it that it's really dry as well, because you don't want to be getting water on your rollers. Oh, anyway, that's a few. What I also did was a little bit of sterling silver wire. That came out really pretty because patterned wire actually is really expensive. But this does have 2 flat rollers, so you can do, you can do the flat work as well. but I haven't. Before I got this from jewellerymaker.com, I hadn't seen one that made patterned wire. Now what I've got here is a piece of filigree wire that I had twisted two pieces, for people who do filigree, 2 pieces of fine, well actually I don't know whether it's fine silver or sterling silver, but it was 0.3 wire twisted together. And then I've put it through the flat rollers, this one, and it's made beautiful filigree wire. Really nice. Because, you know, if you make filigree, you don't necessarily want a great honking expensive roller, whereas this one, you know, it just sits nicely in the corner and it's really useful. There we go. So that's the filigree wire. Now I'm going to show you how to... Oh, that's a nice one. Let me show you this one. I keep showing you them to you all day. So there's another one. And is that one? Yes, a lovely... Another sterling silver one, but finer than the one I just showed you. There we go. Pretty though, aren't they? I love them. Anyway, I knocked one on the floor. What I'm going to do now is change the camera angle, and I'm going to carry on now and get to the rolling mill itself. Okay, so I'll just be back in a second. Here we go. Right, there's the rolling mill. It's a mini rolling mill, and I'm going to just measure the footprint of it because I've got it mounted to a little piece of wood so I can move it around, and I've got a clamp on it to my bench. But the footprint of it is 5.5 inches wide. It's not very deep at all. Let's go the other side. 5.5 inches wide and 2.5 inches deep, that's all. And I might as well do the height while I'm here. 9 inches. Okay, so what I'm going to show you first is when you've been sort of getting rollers in and out and in and out, I'm just going to show you how to calibrate it. I've closed my rollers down. I'm going to get down on my knee, and I can see, I'll try and keep out of the way of the camera, I can see that it's those two are closer together, that end, than they are this end. So what I'm going to do is just close them up with this big handle at the top, and then I'm going to take that down, just finger tight, it doesn't need to be tight, and then I'm going to turn this side, because this is the side where there's a gap. I'm going to turn that side and tighten that up. There we are, and that's calibrated it. Now I'm going to have to stand up again to put this handle back in, but and then you just pop that back in, put that down, put 2 hands to it. There we go. Right, so what I've got here is a piece of filigree wire that I've twisted together, and I'm going to put it through those 2 flat rollers. I have annealed it. I'm going to open those up slightly by turning that handle there. I'm going to put that in, tighten it up, and basically turn the handle. I don't think that... You will get a feel for what's right. With all tools, you do need to practice, and this is no different. So I'm just going to pass that through there. I'm going to bring it back out because that is not tight enough for me. Wrong way. There we go. So put that back in. It has taken it down, but not enough. I want it quite flat. But you can tighten it up again and put it through a second time. There's not a problem with that. I'll take that through and I'll show you. There we are. Nice. So that has flattened it. See if I can get it so you can see. has flattened it. And down on this bench. Not far enough away, is it? I don't think. There we go. There we go. You see it? It's not focusing very well, is it? Anyway, there it is. I rest assured. I tell you what, I'll just put it on my hand, see if that'll help. Do you know what I'm going to do is put all this wire down flat on the bench and just film it on its own. Well, put them all together and film them. Ah, there we go. It's a little bit better. It's not perfect, but oh, there we go. But that is a lovely piece of flat filigree wire, I assure you. Okay, so I've shown you how to calibrate it. I'd like to show you how to do some of these fancy wires. So I'm going to, in fact, let's show you these again. This is the textured roller that does the 1-inch sheets. As you can see, one is vertical lines, that one, and this one is, they call it plaid. There we go, you can see them both there. That's better. Okay, so that's one roller. This is the roller that does the half round and V-shaped wire. Half round and V-shaped because the bottom roller stays in, so everything is flat. This one, oh, this is working much better. There's the textures on that one. Nice. There we go. And this is the sort of beaded wire that I call it. There we go. And some stripy ones this end. So there's a good selection of wire. But I do think making the spinner ring on the flat one and getting some wire from patterned wire from the others, because patterned wire is really, really expensive. So what I'm going to show you now is how to change a roller. So first of all, we have to take off. There's 4 nuts on the top. That you can see the 2 front ones. There's 2 identical ones on the back. So what we've got to do first of all is remove those nuts. Now this spanner doesn't come with it. It's just a spanner that we've got in the garden shed or the garage or somewhere. So any old spanner that'll, or you might even have a favourite spanner. Well, let's undo these and show you what we're going to do. I've got some kitchen towel on the side here because you do need to keep it greased, and I don't want to get grease and oil all over my bench. So I've got some kitchen paper there. There we go. I might fast forward this bit in the video because watching somebody undoing bolts is a bit like watching paint dry, I think. Some of them you can do with your fingers when you've loosened them a bit, but it's on a spring, so when you've opened, I do diagonal ones. Once you've done 2, because they're on springs, these 2 have tightened up again. So yeah, so as I say, I will speed this up, definitely. I mean, I've had great fun playing with this. I'm loving the wire that it's turned out. You can make rings, you can solder it to sheet. It's just endless, and I'm sure you can think of loads more things to do with it. I would think if you were a wire wrapper that you could use this patterned wire as well. Not that I am a wire wrapper, but I don't see why you wouldn't. Really lovely. So I've done copper and sterling silver in mine, and I've been very pleased with it. And I don't see what I wouldn't have thought you could do plated copper, silver plated copper, because that's going to break into the plating on the top. Anyway, I think I'm there. Right, so what we do next is, come on, don't mess with me. They're quite long bolts. So what we do now is we just put that to one side. Just lean it over like that. Okay, and then the next thing we do is take out this roller by... It will be a little bit stiff. In fact, this isn't as stiff. It will be a lot stiffer when you first get it. But I've had these in and out quite a few times. You just have to line it up and square it up and take it out like that. So let me just bring it a little bit closer and show you exactly what we've got here. There we go. So what we've got is that end and off. And then on this end, if I can just show you, we have a little cog which pulls out, and on the other side of that little cog there's like a little indentation. Let me see if I can show you that. So that's got an indentation there. There we are, you can see it properly now. So I'll put that down, and then what goes in that indentation is a little peg, which I'm going to take out with that old pair of pliers. Take that out, and then that end slips off like the other one did. So the end that you've got a long end and a short end on these rollers, and the long end has got the hole in it, and that goes nearest to the handle, and that's where the cog goes on the end. So I'm going to take that off. Let's put in the, we'll put in the beaded wire because that's my favourite. The same thing in the opposite way. We make sure we've got the hole on this side, and we put that together on there. We come over here so you can see me. We then put that one on there. And these little flappy things, these things that stick out, these go on the inside, not the outside like that, because they won't fit. They go on the inside like that. Okay, we then turn that round so we can find our little hole. So there's the little hole. Oops, that's something you don't want to lose on your studio floor. Oh, if it was one of those things never to be seen again, we'd be in trouble. To go with all the little gemstones and things we can't find. So there, that's popped into there. You can get the little lug there and line it up. That goes on there. I've got it settled here. It's all back together again. So I'm going to pick that up, make sure it's square. This is the hardest bit, actually, is making sure it's square because they keep moving. But you soon get used to it. And there we go. There, that's sitting nicely on the springs. So we're going to put this back together again now. And you'll know if you're right because there's two big bolts here and they leave a mark on these lugs. And if they're lined up okay, you know you're right. There we go. Get those four sitting in nicely. Get one in and then they all line up. So I'll get them in finger tight and then I'll fasten them all up with the spanner. So I won't put you through the pain of watching me screw that all back up again. I'll screw that up and then I'll come back to you. Right, there we go. We're all back together again nicely. I've got the normal economy rolling mill that's the same colour and style as this, but doesn't do all the wiring things. And what I'm going to do is, when I finish showing you this, I'm going to take it over and put it next to mine so you can compare the size between a normal economy rolling mill and the mini rolling mill. So I've got a piece of wire here, bit of copper wire. I'm going to open this up. Let's see what we can do. Wrong way. Not going to get far doing it that way, am I? With a normal rolling mill, you actually fasten it down like that and make sure it's not moving, and then you open it up just enough to get it out, then tighten it back down again. But with this wire, I don't find that works for me. I find it works better if I put the wire in, make sure it's got a grab hold of it like that, and then I wind it through. In fact, I'm going to tighten it even more. There we go. Quick and easy as that. There it is. Oh, you know, it's just beautiful. I love it every time I do it. Oh, there we go. That's focusing a little bit better. So there we are. That's what I've just got out of it. In fact, let's see if holding it there, if you can see that any better. Yeah, slightly. It's a difficult one to show you, that is. But anyway, I'll take some photos of all the wire that I've done and let you have a look. And I will now go and take this over to my rolling mill. And I'll take a photograph so that you can see them both together. But I hope that's useful. Most people feel rather overawed, I think, by the fact that they've got to take it apart and change rollers and things. But really, I've done it quite a few times now, and I still slip up occasionally and get things round the wrong way a little bit. But it's easily corrected, it's easily put right, and it's like everything else. It just gets better with practice. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope it's been useful. I'll put a link to it in the description. And I'll go and take some still photographs now and add them to the end of the video. So good luck with it. I hope you think it's good enough to get one, because I think you'll enjoy it. And particularly, can I say, filigree ladies, I think you'll be delighted with it. So I will take some photos and I'll add them to the end. Thanks ever so much for watching. Bye. Okay, there's the rings that I did. That's better lighting, isn't it? Much better. So there's the 3 rings, and then the patterned wire and the strips. Let's see if I can get those in focus now. Come on. You can see. Oh, there we go. That's better. There's the check one. There's the diagonal lines one. Okay. So now let's go down the row. There we go, there's the sterling silver, that's the copper. Sterling silver, copper, and the different styles. And there's the filigree wire at the end. It's lovely. It's done ever such a good job on that filigree wire. I'm dead pleased with that. That's the best I've done it up to now, because I haven't had it many days. Yeah, so there we go. There's the results. Trouble is, I want to keep making patterned wire. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. I have to get some projects. There we are. Right, goodbye again. There we are. As you can see, it is the baby of the family. the other one, although it's only got 3-inch rollers on the big one instead of 2-inch rollers, they're actually a lot chunkier, and as you can see, the gears on the side are a lot heavier. So it's a different beast altogether. It does different things, and the things that little one does do, I'm delighted with. So I love it. Hope you will too.